Okay, so I saved as this guy. Let's see what we have. So first, it's going to be the fix of the floor basement. So if you go to this section, we did fix, and I mean thin lines, TL, remember that, TL. We have a finished floor in all of the different floors, so we really can play with them. I don't know why that one does not. Oh, because this is a different type. So we're going to select the foundation slab, edit the type, and we're just going to add a floor for now, very, very simply. Preview, insert, finish, actually the 1/4, and we're going to place a floor default. Remember that instead of that default floor, you could place any other one later on, depending on the floor you are. Say OK. It's telling me you need some thickness, as we did is 1/2 at least, and we subtracted here 1/2, so it's 7.5. This is underneath. We obviously want it in the top, so we press up. We say OK. Just make sure that how you did it is that your level, slab cellar, it's on top of the finished floor. This is very important, and that's why we subtracted 1/2 from the slab itself. Okay, fixed stair partition. This is a little more tricky. Let's go to level 5 where I did my thing. So we do have a section here, and we can fix a little bit how. Let's go to thin lines to see this. 1/16 to see it better. 1/8, 1/4. There you go. We fixed the position of the stair in regards to the relationship with the facade, but we never fixed it in the opposite section. So I wanted to pay 2 seconds of attention for the other section. So I'm going to go to level 5 again, and I'm going to create another section. You can create as many sections you want. You just have to be sure that the sections that you're working with, some of them could be just working sections, not so much sections with a purpose of representation. So you can always just make as many as you want and hide them in your views. No? So I'm going to double click here. I'm going to say thin lines and see what's happening here. Make sure that I have fine detailing. And this is what happens in the section. So basically we have the floor with the finish line. This finished floor line should finish here, but we're not going to change that. But I really want not to see through the other section, this section, I don't want to see the elevation of my floor here. So basically in terms of construction, for this partition of the shaft partition, if I select, it is a shaft, here, shaft partition to ours. I really want to run with the metal stud down into it, and I want to run with the front sheetrock down as well. Okay, so there's a couple things we can do to change one of these sheetrocks and flip it down or up, and not the other one. Somehow change the layers of position. Okay, not. Because right now we can change the whole thing, but not individual layers. So we can say edit type after selecting the shaft partition, say edit, and we can zoom in to see what's going on here. And there's a button that says modified, that if you press it, you can click on the bottom lines here. This lock appears, you can click it, and let's just say OK for now and see what happens. Now if I select the partitions, I have 2 symbols. One for the one I unlocked, and I can take it up and down, and the other one for the rest. Okay, so obviously we're going to have to be careful as in what size is unlocked, and it's not easy in the beginning. So what I'm going to do is edit the type and solve it in one of the situations. So I'm going to edit type, scroll in, modify. I'm going to lock that and and unlock the rest. Good. Say OK. OK. Now what I can do is select this one and take this side down. Now obviously I have to change the shaft because the floor should go only to the end of this line, meaning the metal stud has to run vertically entirely. So to do that, you need to go to the level, search for your shaft, and if you cannot select it, just select a bunch of things and shaft opening, say OK, edit sketch, and now you have to align AL to this face. Now you see how you cannot select with align everything that you want? Sometimes you have to change the options here as in what you want the preference to be set to. So let's say faces of core, considering that this center area is the core, I want to align to this line my shaft and to this line my shaft. Say OK. Let's go to the section again and see what happened. This is the floor, finishes here, the metal stud continues and the sheetrock continues. I could do that in each of the levels by clicking it, taking it down. You see how that one stays there? Selecting it, taking it down, etc., etc. Now here's the problem. If I select this partition, actually it's correct as well, no? It could be that you have it flipped, so you have to flip the wall first. You might have the big metal stud and two sheetrocks in the other side taking it down, so you have to flip that wall in order to reconsider it. Select, taking it down, taking it down. In this case, probably have to do the opposite. So you can also change the top connection. So let's select the partition. For this case, edit type, edit. I'm going to go to the top, and I think I have to modify these two and unlock them. Say OK. OK. And take this one down so it respects the slab there. So as you can see, we're getting to a level of detail, of almost each of the lines here are being treated perfectly as in how in reality would be deployed, no? Okay, let's take this one down. That one will be fixed. So by the way, you could obviously have solved one and then copy it vertically, no? But in this case, just doing it one by one. So we get the idea. Take this one down. Down. Okay, let's go to the 3D and see what we have done here. I'm lucky to have that one in the same position. So actually this is not correct. Huh, interesting. I think it's because the face is there. But in general, this connection should be now perfect. You only see one line. And here's the new tool that you can use. You can use... Oh, it's because it's a different partition. There's no problem with that. You can use the join. If you select or you go to modify, you have the join tool. You can select one of the walls and then the other one, and eliminates that line, and it becomes perfectly clean. Okay. You can do it with each couple to make that disappear. Now if you go to the other section, and again, remember that you have to clean your levels. So some of these for the stair section are not needed at all, so just hide elements that you don't need. Slab, those we need. We need to turn off this guy. We definitely want to make this cleaner to have the callouts. Let's turn on. Okay. No, actually it's probably better to cut a little bit here. And turn off. It starts becoming a very serious now stair. We don't have that little space. Obviously we have to fix this by moving the different partitions up and down. But now we don't have that. We also have lines here. Let's turn them off. The hidden lines. They're in green. There you go. And now it starts being like a more serious section with no vision of the side of your slab, no? Okay, I'm going to save it there, and now I'm going to stop it right there. Let's see how it comes.